So I'll just hold this up printed out from online. This is police chiefs are going to disclose the suspect's ethnicity more often. And this is the modern world. You may say, well, they have to, because the stuff that goes online, I actually looked a bit last night just about the whole Liverpool crash, the driver. And some of it, I just was just looking at the misinformation on it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
People have pasted in photos of another person into the driver's seat. Sure. So maybe the police have to do it, Yasmin.
I think we are living in those times and those riots that happened as a result of misidentifying.
Southport.
Yeah, and what that led to, I think, makes it very difficult now.
Well, you say
because I was always part of the whole thing saying, you know, until right at the beginning, you don't identify the race of that person, because it was so common when I first became a journalist for every report to say a black criminal, as if the blackness was part of the criminality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now we are where we are, but it has to be done with some intelligence. I don't mean intelligence, but with some information.
Yeah, I mean, a routine crime like a shoplifting, not necessary.
Yeah.
Anything that looks like it might be terror-related, Mike, maybe they have to.
If you're trying to identify the perpetrator, isn't it absolutely just common sense to say the person has black skin? I'm thinking of the guy called Abdul Azidi. He was the guy who threw acid around in Fulham. Do you remember the attack?
On his ex-wife,
Yeah, and then disappeared for 5 days. The police wouldn't issue a description of him physically because if you were walking along the street and a chap was coming towards you and you're thinking, could this be the acid attacker? You're entitled to know the colour of the man's skin, how tall he is.
But that's a different thing. You're looking for
Yes,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Those are the circumstances in
Did
which...
they not say? I thought they did release that one.
No, they didn't. Not until quite a few days afterwards, 3 or 4 days afterwards. Now, Sir Mark Rowley, head of the Met, has now said, I think it's sensible to give the ethnicity of a wanted person, if it's relevant, to tracing that person. And yet, the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, former DPP, said very, very weak-kneed approach to me, oh, it's a decision for the police.
Yeah,
Why don't you say, yes, we should do it?
No,
I
I thought that was really bizarre.
No, I'm
hang on a
sorry.
minute. I thought that was really bizarre because the idea that politicians aren't involved in this must be nonsense, because they, after Southport, they said, we need to understand there are reasons we can't say anything about the person because it might prejudice the trial. That wasn't true.
And for security reasons. They said,
wasn't
and for
true?
security reasons.
But listen, once you get the politicians stepping in to the whole business of crime and punishment and justice, we are in very murky waters.
We're in Trump land.
I think we should leave it to the police, but they need to be very aware. Like yesterday, I was looking at some guys online saying this guy wasn't white.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah? So nothing is going to work, really. If people want to believe that every crime is committed by a Muslim or a black person, they'll invent reasons for that. But I think the police know enough.
But they were very quick to identify this chap as white because it was absolutely relevant to the investigation that was going on. And the other thing I don't quite understand is, how can it possibly not help the investigation? Why is it so one-sided?
Yeah, but let's say that the Liverpool attack had happened and he's, let's say, dark-skinned, okay, brown-skinned, maybe not black, but Asian-looking. Now, when you release that, you create the entirely different thing. Because you then think, well, wait a minute, if they're releasing his ethnicity, it must be because this is somehow relevant and therefore you go straight to Islamism.
Yeah.
Now, this is dangerous territory now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next time, and let's hope there isn't a next time.